What's good, y'all? Good morning. Well, good afternoon, shoot. Depending on what time y'all wake up. I mean, I've been up early, but the days just be slipping. A, I be smoking, and B, I be up late. I barely sleep. Just my pattern. I don't know how y'all get down. Hold up. I forgot these ain't even on. Let's get this volume better. Yerp. What's good? I'm sure it probably sound a little bit better now. I'm back on my thing, doing what I do. About to roll up again. About to mix a track that I have laid yesterday. Actually, a day back. A day back or so. Sent it to the homeboy, a producer friend of mine. His name is Obi. Obi Beats. He's sick. He's disgusting. I've known him for a long time. Ever since he was hella young. Ever since I was young. He just got better and better. Became a freaking monster, to be honest with you. Like, he's amazing. Won a bunch of trophies and stuff, beat battles, like I standard beat. I probably fucked that up. Part of my language. I know I gotta get better with that. I know I got like 820 some subscribers. If I'm ever gonna get monetized, then I gotta clean up my language. So pardon me, don't strike me yet. But yeah, nah, he's a certified animal. You know what I mean? So before I get into it, I want to take a little break because I don't know how like a lot of people think this music stuff goes, right? Like he's a producer and an amazing beat maker, an engineer, and an artist himself. So like I take his ear real critically. You know what I'm saying? Him and a handful of other people, I take their ear and what they say real critically. Like as artists, you have to be able to take criticism critically, not personally. But you have to take it critically. You know what I mean? You have to take it as food for thought and stuff to grow with. And there's a lot to go with that. Like people get consumed with those titles. Because they're like, oh, it's like even in relationships, people get consumed with titles. Like oh, I'm your husband or you're my girlfriend or whatever. So people assume that now you're supposed to live to a certain standard and act a certain way and accordingly. And sometimes, it look like I'm chopping this up, but trust me, I got it. Sometimes go around and you can sabotage the whole job, you know, because as the homeboy, another friend of mine who's an artist too, he from up in Jersey, real good person for the time period. Life always gives you certain angles and certain storylines or whatever, and you never know how it's gonna go. So you just gotta adjust with the flow. But like he had a project actually, and it was called at the time I didn't really get the title, but it was called Titles Ruin Things, right? And it was crazy to me. Yeah, that's some old school shit because I wanted to burn slow. Feel me? And burn even. That's how you don't get it to go. Wow. And for those of us that smoke, you know what I'm talking about. But yo, anyways, back to it. The project was called Titles Ruin Things. And it always stuck in my mind. And then in time I got older, and I went through certain situations. Oh damn, the camera fell. That's crazy. I set him down like this. And I went through certain situations, right? And there were certain titles that was placed because people were in certain, arrangements and positionments. And it's like once the titles get thrown out there, it's like people just tend to act certain ways naturally. Like you just start to stand and stand on business. You start to stand on certain respects and certain lines, and then sometimes like certain lines get smeared and blended real easily because like friendships be in there too. You know what I'm saying? Other relationships, maybe it be spousal or whatever, sibling. You know what I mean? And then it's real easy for those titles to ruin things a little bit. So it's a deep concept. Shout out to Night Shot. You know what I'm saying? It's a deep concept. Um, but anyways, like leads to a lot of things. Like expectations. Like titles come with expectations, basically. And from my experience, I know I ain't hear this one from nobody. I just kind of picked this one up on my own, so you can fool and run with it if you want to. But like expectations to me have seemed to be like the killer of all genuine experiences. Like, because once you go into something, or somebody project about to drop, and if you know them to have put out a good project the last time, you go into the next one with a certain expectation. So you don't really just take it for genuine listening experience now, because now you're expecting a certain tone or a certain sound quality or a certain beat type. Maybe an artist decide to go in a different direction. He's like, I'm gonna be experimental this time out. I want to express this side of me. So, but the listeners, or maybe your production team, or your even your management, your A&Rs and stuff. If people even still rock with A&Rs, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever, whoever your plug is to your label and all the rest of that. If you don't have, like, you didn't go the independent route, like I'm just dropping everything, like, but your listening circle, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can shock them when you try to do something different. You try to move a little bit different. You try to change it up because you're bored. As artists, we get bored easily. You feel me? So even with beat makers, like you could be slapping in one category and it's, this is redundant, like this is easy, this is so cookie cutter, I can slap paste this bow, this is over it, I want to try something new. You know what I mean? So it's like growth and progression just comes with that way. But I feel like, when people come get into try to know you or box you in, label you in, again, titles, they ruin things because now they have certain expectations that get set with these titles or these boxes they try to put you in. So it just kind of kills the experience that they're trying to provide to you. You get what I'm saying? I know people told me I'm long-winded, right? But I'll circle it back and land it. You know what I'm saying? It might be a death spiral a little bit, but I'll be land it. It's gonna be right. Right on bullseye too. But I don't know, man. But I ain't gonna hold you. I took some notes from the last joint. You feel me? Because you gotta kind of watch what you're doing, and I'm not here because somebody, like, even like with that last project that I had sent to the homeboy, I sent it back to him to get his feedback, and he was like, "Oh, the vocals sound blowed out," and I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, yo, and the beat, it sound like super bassy." So I'm gonna go back into it and fix it, because I respect his ear, and I take the criticisms from listeners and the audiences seriously. So I'm gonna go back to make the corrections. You feel me? Because I do all of this myself. Like, I'm not really into the AI. I'm not, because like AI to me is just like pardon me, I've been sick the past couple, so I might cough a little bit and I might sniff a little bit. But so far, so today, my sinuses feel better. I'm not like going through it. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice, and like the coughing is still there, but like, probably don't help that I smoke, but whatever. Don't judge me. So, but yeah, I just feel like, the AI is it's a thing, man. It's a thing. It's, call me conspiracy theorist, whatever. I've been around for a little bit and I've seen a lot of changes happening. I see how it's happening now, and it's real rapid. So it's like you got to pay attention and you got to move accordingly, and you got to figure out how to get yours within the groove. But I'm super against it. I feel like it's going to knock off a lot of things. People going to be sick in a bit. Like, they got we supposedly with AI, right, advanced intelligence, and then they got AGI, which is advanced generative intelligence, where it's like, it's thinking and doing things for you, it's making adjustments. And then now what's going to happen when we get to this next level, like this advanced super intelligence, this ASI? Like, this is the thing, go check this out, like, I'm trying to tell you, it's coming for you too, buddy. Because you got all these plugins out here now that are like the God particle is amazing. Like, I don't have it, but I've seen people that use it, and I see how it's getting used, and it's just it's wow. Like, there's all these super advanced AI dynamic compressors and EQs and everything now. It's like it's it's super frustrating and amazing at the same time, because it's like, damn, it took me all this time to learn and catch up and figure out how to even use this stuff, and I'm still a baby in the game, because there's people that really know how to do this for real, with the external hardware and everything. Like I got, like, you know, I'm inbox as hell, and I have like certain controllers that have me give me emulation of hardware. You feel me? But I still get into it, and so I've got the idea now. So I do want to go and invest and get outboard gear. You know what I'm saying? Because now I know how to use it. You feel me? It's kind of like it's kind of gets to a rabbit hole, you know. But at the end of the day, like, you know, this side of the music to me makes money. Making beats makes money. Recording makes money. Mixing and engineer, like the back end makes money. Rappers don't make money. At least to me, rapping never makes money. People come to me, they'll be counterproductive to me sometimes. I'll be like, damn, my mind. I'm like, why y'all want to rap? Like, rappers don't really make money, man. Like, you always spend it, bro. Like, you spend on everything. You spend on the beats. You spend on leases, and if you really love it, you gotta go and spend on that super big price lease, because you never really get to own it. You feel me? And then you gotta go and you gotta pay for your management once you get to a certain level. Because if not, you gotta pay to do the independent route, and then you know what that's about. You paying for everything. You paying for your own videos, unless you're shooting your own videos, then you gotta pay for your. It's just a constant buildup of pay, just to get into the hopes that somebody's gonna catch the attention of a certain level of people or ear, or maybe your people got your back. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you try to go into this and your populace, like your town, your home don't support you, or they don't believe in you, or you saying some shit that they don't like, they're like, nah, I know this cat, he wasn't ever really like that. Then, like, you're gonna have a hard time. You feel me? Like, you gotta really kind of keep it real, so it kind of grows back to what I was saying before. Like, people be like, oh, you really think they was saying all that stuff in hip-hop was real? Yeah, because you can't talk that passionately about life unless you really was there. You went through it, you seen it, you seen your best friend went through it, and you telling their story, because it's like part of hip-hop music, and it's passing stories, right? It's passing information. So it's like, that's what really hip-hop is all about. Like, you have rappers and then you have hip-hop artists. You feel me? Hip-hop is, it's like, you know, it's like they said back in, it's like, I think KRS, when I said, like, rap is something, like, rap is something you do, hip-hop is something you live. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I even used that in a bar somewhere. Shout out to KRS One, you know what I mean? Because it's real. Like, rap is something you do. Like, we just rap. Like, you rap to a beat, yes. But if you hip hop, like, you put in your life, your experiences, your information that you've picked up, and things, that knowledges you've learned, and you felt like, you know, it's, you want to share this. You know what I'm saying? This is your way of sharing it. Either your life, your experiences, the things, knowledges you want to share. You know what I mean? Like, well, otherwise, what you saying? Why are you talking? Unless you just, you're here to show out. If you want to just show out, I'm sure we know there's an audience for that, because there's been all of that for the past couple. It's just been show out music. People just want to stunt on each other. You know what I mean? And that's cool. I do that shit too. You know what I mean? I'm here for that. Like, that's fun times. I love it when they show out. Please do that. I'm about that life. You know what I mean? But, like, I don't know. But then again, it's like, now here we are in 2025. And I've been around doing this for a minute. It took me a long time to get to be able to make beats, to the point to where it's like, I started engineering. That was such a heavy demand for me. I stopped really making them, and I jumped back into it every once in a while. But then if somebody asked me, I'll do it. But I'm like, why? Because all these cats make all these other great beats. You know what I'm saying? So I did the whole leasing terms and just downloading and stuff like that. And then I tried to get with like certain production teams that be out here advertising. I'm sure y'all see them too. I'm not gonna put everybody on blast or whatever. But, like, you know, they come with like ready-made packages. You feel me? Like, or you got, if you're still an engineer and you're a producer type, you know, head, like, you got some creativity, which you chop them up, make them up, doing some things. You know what I'm saying? But, like, you pay into them, and you get certain arrangements with certain, you know, beats and certain features that kind of set, like, you know, it's either released or unreleased, or maybe it's just being re-released. I don't know how they arranging that. I'm not even counting how everybody that stuff go. But it give you opportunities, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I paid into that for a while too, you know what I'm saying? I fully invested. It wasn't just in the gear, or just the time it took to get certain knowledges, and then the thousands of hours of practice, and then just the thousands of, like, literally, I could say thousands now. I've crossed that mark. Thousands of Well, I don't know if I got quite 2,000. You know, if I count all the work that I've done for other people, yeah, I could say two. Thousands of sessions of recording, of tracking, and engineering, and all that, interacting with folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've kind of tried all this, every angle possible, just because I wanted to be great. I wanted to be better. I wanted to be better at what I do, is tracking, engineering, and mixing. And it's still so much to learn. But I feel like I know I've grown. But through all that, like, you know, I recorded an ass load of music, ton of music. And at first I was like, yo, I'm gonna go out here and I have a game plan. My catalog gotta be crazy, you know what I'm saying? I gotta have something to go to the people with, to the labels with. You know, you can't just drop one banger. You gotta have like 55 more to follow. And then it was just like, okay, well, where your features at? Like, you know, like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna do features with the homies, you know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of them. And then they're like, oh, well, you got where your solos at? Well, now I gotta do a whole bunch of solo tracks. And then people get mad because they're like, oh, you don't want to work with nobody no more. And it's like, no, it's not a that. It's like, oh, well, you care about yourself. It's like, no, I thought I had to get my solo track. So you gotta finish it off, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't move. I'm not a really good multitasker like that. Like, I get tunnel vision. Like, I'm into something, I'm into it. Like, I get, and then it's not that nothing else matters. It's just that now my main focus is just finishing what's in my face. So, you know, and it's just, and then plus I care about what I'm saying. So I'm like, I get to the point now where, like, I don't write, you know what I'm saying? I just I'll stand and spit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I did this one track recently, and I sent it to him. He's like, yo, this shit fire. And I was like, word? He's like, yeah. He's like, but it sounded like you punched in. And I was like, yes, because I did. And he's like, but it's kind of sound like it. I was like, well, it's supposed to. He's like, what? I was like, but do it sound bad? He's like, nah, it don't sound bad. He says, I can tell you punched a little bit. And I was like, well, that's on purpose, because at this point of life in the music, it's not that I don't care, but at this point, like, well, let's be honest here. Like, we know how this goes. As recording artists, we know how this goes. Niggas isn't here punching. It's very rare that people stand and just deliver one shot all the way through. Unless it's wrote that way, which I don't write. I never know what I'm finna say, which direction I'm finna go. So, you know, shout out to the bros that do write. You know, I got a couple of them. My man Smoke Hayes out in the West Coast right now. You know what I'm saying? He's from Jersey, but he out in the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? He writes, and he's stand and deliver straight through, and he's amazing at it too. You know what I'm saying? I love him for being true school originals. You know what I'm saying? I'm true school original too, but the catch is like sometimes I morph a little bit, but there's only so much I'm finna morph. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go all the way completely embrace all this weird newness. I mean, sometimes I guess that's what's gonna leave me behind. So I guess that's where I've arrived to the realizations of where I'm at now. Like, do lyrics even matter anymore? Do the beats? I know the beats matter. We all know the beats matter. If it don't groove and don't move you, then people ain't gonna damn shit listen. You know what I'm saying? Unless they know you be specifically having something to say, so then now they're listening for you. But they gotta know you already. But if you're gonna catch their attention as a nobody coming up, you gotta move and groove them first. So you gotta make them dance to this, basically. So there's a whole way you gotta go about it, technically, unless you got the engine behind you. If you got the big engine behind you, then you know you're gonna go. But nowadays it's like, as they say, you're selling your soul, because now you get controlled. You're controlled every step of the way, and you're gonna get, you perceivably gonna make money, but you gonna, what is it gonna cost you? At what cost? You feel me? That's the bigger question. At what cost? You know, hip hop is like, it's teaching life. It's a life experience teaching thing. It's tribal in nature. We out here chanting. We telling stories, passing it down, information. You know, it's been around for thousands of years, generations, mad cultures. This is what we do. Like Nas said, like, no idea is original. We just keep bringing it back around and polishing it up more, maybe shaping it a little bit, changing the cut on a diamond, but it's still the same diamond. But the catch is eventually we're gonna cut it down so much. Yeah, so we gotta be careful, because we don't cut it. Seem like how people telling it now, we don't cut it so much that, you know, we ain't even making no money off the product no more. We don't cut it too much. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to get back to work. Matter of fact, I'm about to drop a track after this. And y'all tell me what you think about it, and tell me how the mix sound and where the direction is. I'm gonna keep doing it too, because like, I just got a lot of music to drop. So I said I'm gonna just give it out for free. Feel me? Because I feel like you get paid off your craft. My craft is what I get paid for. So if you want me to jump on a verse with you, hey, I'm here for it, man. Holla at me, hit me in the comments, and let's go. And then let's make some money together. Or you could just pay me and then you can have it. Like, you can have a joint, and then I just, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna charge you much. We'll discuss it. Trust me, I love to do this. So I'm gonna holla at you. Peace.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Another imposter, another ingrate, all in the air, infecting airwaves. All an artist, absolutely insane. All intentions, above it degrading. All I ask is actually invested actions. At the industry actors, above intellectually act against interacting with AI. AI ain't know I was competing with an algorithm. AI ain't involved, all implications arrive inconsistent. They scam the system, egregiously fraud the real. Now all I know is I can't tell as if that's Kendrick or an algorithm. Round of applause to the frauds, now pause for the mic drop. Shout out to the scammers, they got a few bands, now I gotta dismantle my robot. I ain't playing these roadblocks, I play C4, that's war on your profile. Blowing up all these industry features, gave me a lesson from the streets, I'ma teach them. From the bottom I reach them, I'm not a gimmick so they cannot mimic the season. Put salt in they mainframe, disrupting they homeostasis and databases. If I catch a suit then I'm about to go nuclear, drag all these pages in court cases. I dare they erase them, I'm patiently waiting, they gon' find out they gravely mistaken. LLCs.coms is what they fraudin' about. Always pay when I play, go check the word of mouth. Expose and roll them out, blue checks on profiles. Used to be a thing, what that mean when you combine another imposter, another ingrate, all in the air, infecting airwaves. All an artist, absolutely insane. All intentions, above it degrading. All I ask is actually invested actions. At the industry actors, above intellectually act against interacting with AI. AI ain't know I was competing with an algorithm. AI ain't involved, all implications arrive inconsistent. They scam the system, egregiously fraud the real. Now all I know is I can't tell as if that's Kendrick or an algorithm. It's the attack of the clones, but I see you ain't worried. The feeling is gone, even the break can't hear it. Artistry gone, I don't know how you don't fear it. Look what it did within the last couple years, and we ain't even seen where the variables and outcomes. Expendable, now they can't do without them. Story told us to terminate the outcome. John Connor versus T-1000. It's all good to the Simon Phoenix, that's the fuck the scene up on the stage, they illuminate. Pull the plug on this rap shit, global disaster, and end up upload to authenticate. Big up to all my mixtape vendors, bootleg vendors, we're still in business. We taking it back, it ain't giving. This product is dead for the real ones. Shout out to barbershops, corner stores, sneaker spots, all the smoke spots in the hood, bars and the pizza shops. That's where the real reside, real life. Fuck AI, but they won't understand till AGI turn into ASI. Another imposter, another ingrate, all in the air, infecting airwaves. All an artist, absolutely insane. All intentions, above it degrading. All I ask is actually invested actions. At the industry actors, above intellectually act against interacting with AI. AI ain't know I was competing with an algorithm. AI ain't involved, all implications arrive inconsistent. They scam the system, egregiously fraud the real. Now all I know is I can't tell as if that's Kendrick or an algorithm.